Okay, so I'm aware that I look an absolute mess. Don't worry, I will be shaving at some point fairly soon. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about my looking like lack of personal well-being. But I am here to talk about FIFA's lack of well-being for its players. So, I don't really know what I don't know what format to do. As you guys know, I'm a new channel and I've not really done this before, so I'm not really sure what format I should be doing this in. But I'm hoping future me will figure it out and current me can sort of blag it and put up the right things for you to see the right things at the right time. But basically, I got shafted by EA out of a Mbappe. So throw back to last week. So the objective to for finishing mastery, you obviously got a couple on there where you get a 50k pack. There's one on there where you get a jumbo rare players pack. I think it's the one for scoring, is it 500 goals or something with a team rated 85 plus. So I grinded through those and did that objective with an 85 rated team. Put it on squad battles on beginner and just sort of destroyed them 40 something to nil, whatever it was, for each time. So I did those. I did that. I did the assist one. So I had 2 jumbo rare players and 1 rare player. So 2 100ks, 1 50k. So pretty good odds given that 1 to watch is out of the minute of me packing something decent. And I did pack Gareth Bale and Alisson in a 50k pack. So I was happy at this point. All was good. Obviously all untradeable, so didn't get any coins from it. But you know, still it's good to have nice players in your team, isn't it? So packed those, moved on to the 100ks, and this is when it started to get weird. So I opened the pack, and I've only got the screenshots for this. I'll show you what it looked like, but basically I had a walkout animation. So I had the little light on the left hand side was faded, so it wasn't there, which obviously indicates that you got a walkout. Not uncommon for a jumbo rare players pack. I thought, okay, well this is probably like Muller or something. Came through and it did the whole, off the top of my head I can't remember which order it was, but obviously I'll have the screenshots up so you guys can see, but it was the whole like French striker PSG or French PSG striker, whichever way it comes, I can't remember. It did that, but then what came out of the pack was Perrin 82 rated, which isn't a walkout or even a board. So I had the full animation of it being a walkout, and then I had the sort of walking down the tunnel, it being French striker PSG or French PSG striker. I literally can't remember which way it goes, but it's French striker PSG. So at this point, bear in mind, as soon as you see walkout and you see French, you are instantly thinking, I've got Mbappe, because that's just what every gamer does. They immediately jump to the top one, like, oh yeah, it's going to be this player. And I kept getting that confirmation, so I was like, oh, this is sick. And then what opens up is an Italian goalkeeper rated 82. Not the player I was expecting or currently at that point getting elated about. This wasn't taken on stream. This is me just literally opening those just off my back, I guess, just doing them. So yeah, I'll have the screenshots up for that so you can see that. Now, Perrin isn't. I mean, he's not even a board. He's not a walkout. So why is he coming up at the end of the pack? And when I open the pack, it is Perrin who's the highest rated card. So from that regards, the pack was correct in terms of it was Perrin that is the highest rated. But it doesn't really make sense that he should be there. He shouldn't have been a walkout. He should have literally just come up. It shouldn't have gone through that whole palaver, and it certainly should have showed me an Mbappe up until that point. So I contacted EA and was like, well, opened up a case with them and was like, well, this is a bit weird. Like, I didn't, because they ban people so quickly. I didn't turn around to them and say, I deserve Mbappe, give me Mbappe now. I'll put up the case. I'm not sure if I can actually even get up what I originally sent to them, but I'll try. But I basically said to them, look, here's what's happened. I've had this thing. Here's the screenshots, and yada yada yada. Like what's going on now? The problem with what EA's got with their case system is they seem to sort of instantly jump on you're asking for a player, right? They seem to instantly jump on you trying to get something from them. If the case was that it was that player and I deserved it, absolutely I should get it, because that's the way it should work. You know, you guys, if you have watched my gameplay on my streams, you know that I've spent quite a bit of money on this game. Obviously, you know, it's not like I can't afford it. I'm doing it out of my own means, so it's not a problem. But the point is that if you're putting money onto a game, even as a content creator, even as a streamer, you should get back what you deserve and what you put in. And in this case, I put in a set amount. I put amount of effort in. It was untradeable. If it was tradable and I was going for something absurd, be like, okay, well, you have reason to, like, you have suspicion for me to just be making this up, but I'm not, and it's untradeable. So it's not like it's me looking for loads of coins. It's me just literally looking, and it wasn't even like I was looking for content for my video because I wasn't recording. Otherwise, I'd have a lovely little clip to show you of what happened, but all I have is the DVR screenshots, and my DVR was full, so I couldn't actually take a recording of it for good. It just sat there for a little while, and now it's deleted. So I took screenshots for EA, and thinking it was going to be resolved, and it's not. So I emailed EA saying this is what's happened. I then received daily, every single time they'd restart the conversation. So it'd be like, can you, I'm sorry to hear that, I'm a gamer too, whatever, and I can appreciate your frustration. Basically asking for me to send them more information. So it changed between which advisor it was. Sometimes it was a screenshot saying it was Mbappe, which obviously I'm not going to have because it wasn't Mbappe that came out, so it can't be that. But that's what I'm saying. I think they jumped on me saying it was shown as Mbappe and it wasn't shown in the pack, which isn't what I'm saying. It was shown on the tunnel, but not on the walkout. And I actually got one email, and I will find this, and I will hopefully have it up for you right now, where they threatened to ban me if it was in any way incorrect, if I was claiming for a false item. I wasn't even claiming for an item at this point. At this point, I wasn't claiming for an item. So it was a bit like, well, okay, so you're threatening to ban me, even though right now what I'm asking you is what's happened. What's this fault for? So I thought, I'll forget it. I'll crack on with it anyway, because I mean, if they ban me, then fine, but my channel can still continue because I've got my career mode. And then I'll just simply set up a new account, and yeah, it'll suck starting from zero, but I would certainly not be putting any money on. I'll just restart an RTG or something because it was fairly early on FIFA. I thought, forget it, this is what I deserve, so I'm just going to go for it. So I did. It carried on not getting any response. I mean, no single advisor replied to me. You'll see I got daily messages back from an advisor, and me getting increasingly confused, like, sorry, I've already sent this information that you're requesting to somebody else, so can you reply, or can you at least signify that you're actually getting this email, because right now I've had nothing back from anybody, but I've had repeated emails back. And on my case, what's weird is, and I'll show you this, on my case tracker, in fact, actually, I'll pull that up now. Mbappe turned to Perin, and you can see here, I mean, I'll scroll through, but you can see here, I got Lima on the 14th attached, so I added the attachment for another screenshot they requested. 15th, 16th, so this happened on the 14th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and we're currently on the 20th. There's those, and then today I decided, well, I got another email basically restarting the whole conversation, so I figured, nah, forget this, I'm going to open up a new case and let them know that the old case isn't working, and can I get a resolution. So I got Bianca. So Bianca was absolutely fine. I'm just going to say this right now. I've got no problem with how Bianca was with me at all. So I'm not shaming them or whatever. But so I told them it was a case that I made about a week ago. Code's this, yada yada yada. So I explained that they're unfortunately restarting the conversation. So then they asked for an attachment. I was like, it's on the other case, and that was all fine. Anyway, so I explained the issue. I won't bore you guys with the details again because, yeah, why would I? Right, so they've just checked the issue on our system. I can see the transaction in your account concerning the Jumbo player pack, but unfortunately I can't see the exact player version you have received. Anyway, the player version you receive is system generated, so sadly we can't change it from our side. Basically, the system decides what player card you're eligible to receive. So what they're basically saying is that the system, so the EA servers or whoever, basically says you're getting this inside your pack when you open it. Fine. But then what happens when the system bugs out, like what happened with me, and it doesn't give you the correct player, or it doesn't give you the correct indication of the player you should be getting. Because Perin, the problem in my head is it that it was always Perin, and the walkout animation or the tunnel animation was incorrect, which seems very weirdly specific to a player for it to have been just that bug? Or is it that I'm right in that it was Mbappe that was supposed to be in the pack, but then the system bugged out and gave me Perin instead, and then gave out the walkout animation for Perin instead? Because the problem I have is that if it's saying French originally, then the pack that if the system is deciding what pack I get, the system in its initial thought has gone Mbappe. Does that make sense? So it's initially gone, you're getting Mbappe, but then it's somehow changed towards the end, or it changed during that, at some point during that animation, saying no, it's Perrin instead. So I don't know. I don't really understand if it's A or B. Obviously, in my head, I'm going for B because I'm like, well, it doesn't make really sense for me for it to have told me I was getting Mbappe, and obviously Mbappe is a better card. I'm well aware that I'm biased, but regardless, it should be a bug that needs to be fixed, right? So if this is an issue, then this really does need to stop, because people are going to be getting super excited about their packs and then suddenly having this bunch of nonsense or just not as good player come up, which isn't really okay, and it's certainly not why you play the game and why you get rewards, because it gives you this massive elevation, this massive down. It showed me that I'm going to slow down my purchasing of any sort of packs, because why would I bother? Like, if the system's going to say to me you're getting this and then change it, I don't know the parameters around why it's changing it. It could well just be a simple thing of it's just a randomised bug, it's not an issue. But the thing is, if it was like, say it was Muller, right? Say it was a German thing that was walking out and it came out, not that popular, I guess, in foot player, that's still a walkout, but not a great walkout. But the fact that it says to me that it's done this to me with Mbappe over a Muller says that there's somehow this valuation system where it's gone, actually no, let's switch it away from that one. Let's not give this player that one because there's too many of them on the market or whatever. Which worries me a little bit. It worries me a little bit that they're taking high value cards and switching them into lower value cards mid-pack animation, which worries me slightly. And I don't know what parameters they're putting. So it could well be that it's just a sort of random glitch, in which case, why didn't it happen with any of the other lower rated walkouts, which is still impossible to pack nearly almost the time at the moment. I mean, I'm barely packing anything. Just to go back to the messages, and I guess, so I understand, but the system must have bugged because it was not Perrin that's supposed to be in the pack, and it cannot be Perrin as he doesn't have a walkout version or a version which even generate that sort of system response. So what I'm basically saying back is that, well, technically it might well be a bunch of gobbledygook. I've got absolutely no idea how their system works, but it's just not right that Perrin would have been the end goal for the system, because the end goal would have just popped up. It wouldn't have gone through the whole walkout animation at all. It wouldn't have bothered. It would have just gone, it's Perrin, therefore it's an 82, therefore we don't need to do the whole tunnel animation thing. So I just put, I understand it was system generated, but this tells me the system has generated the incorrect player. I hope I'm making sense. I mean, if you know me, I normally do say that sort of thing. So just put, yes, I perfectly understand your issue, and I'm deeply sorry about it, but on our side, we don't have a solution to provide at the moment about the player card you received. So they understand the issue, but they don't have a solution. So interestingly, throughout this whole thing, they've not actually turned around to me and said, we can't see what player you got, which sounds bizarre to me, because why would they want to know what pack I got and what time? Like, are they just confirming what pack I got? In which case, what's the point? Because I could turn around to them and say it was a premium gold pack for all I care. So I explained to them that it was an untradeable player that I'm wanting to be corrected. And that's basically me saying, if I was making this shit up, I'd have asked for an icon Ronaldo tradable, or someone a bit more extreme than that. Or even, I wouldn't even ask for something as extreme as Mbappe, because Mbappe is pretty extreme. I'd have gone for, if I was clever enough to have gone for something that was like more reasonable for EA to give me, I'd have gone for like a 500k card, just a normal icon or something like that, something that EA might actually look at and think, oh yeah, it's not quite a mil. So surely that, like, unless they do just think their players are stupid or something and just trying to scam them all the time, which would be a shame. The other point I put on here is cards can and have been granted to players. So my point here is that, okay, you know now that there's a bug here, because you can clearly see it. It's on the screenshots. You can clearly see it's a bug. And I've told you what the issue was, and you've seen that I'm not lying about the pack. You can see the pack was there, but you're not confirming which player I got, which is weird in and of itself, because I'm pretty sure they know what you've packed. The other thing is, why are they not willing to resolve it? Because we know they can grant cards to players. They've done it plenty of times before. They've done it with their own streams. So they can fix it, but there's a difference. They won't fix it. So to me, that just says there's a pack that you got, which for some reason the system decided was going to be a walkout, and a specific walkout at that, and then didn't show the right player. And the player that should have when the player that was shown should have been shown far earlier in the animation as a pop-up rather than a board or a walkout. So why did the system go through that whole thing? Anyway, long story short is, either watch out for your packs because there's a bug going around that tells you you're going to get an amazing player and you don't, or watch out for your packs because EA are changing them mid-animation. I don't know at what point this is gonna. I'm hoping this will stay up. I'm hoping I don't get banned from FIFA or whatever. So I'm not going to include any of my account details or anything. I mean, they're not hard to find, but I'm not going to include any of that in this video just because, call me a paranoid, whatever. But yeah. So yeah, just watch out for your packs. I'm not even going to include like an introduction or an exit for this because, yeah, what's the point? But yeah, just so you know, just so you're aware that that's going on. Yeah, thanks guys. See ya.